Bungkak Lake in the center of Cambodia's capital, Phnom Penh. This once beautiful setting is home to more than 4,000 of the city's poorest families. Many, like vegetable seller Sok Kim and her husband, eke out a living as best they can.
I sell morning glory by the street nearby. I earn about $1 to $2 a day. It's not regular.
They've lived here for 20 years, but now their home and livelihood is under threat. Bungkak Lake is one of the latest projects investors are eyeing in Phnom Penh. There are plans to transform this area, removing these homes and replacing them with a modern residential and commercial hub.
I'm really worried about being evicted. I wouldn't know where to go. Here, I can plant and sell morning glory. If I have to go, I do not know where to go and what to do for a living. Our home is worth more than $10,000 US. If the compensation is anything less, I doubt we can afford another place.
Now, everywhere, Cambodian people know about the value of property, know about how to keep, how to use, how to hold. So when we are going to talk to people now, it look like the villager, it look like a king. We have to talk to him. They honestly thinking that, oh, future, if I trying to stay here, future, it will be another price. They're trying to be delaying, trying to be build more difficult to the developer.
The president of the company developing the lake is Lau Meng Kin, a senator with the ruling Cambodian People's Party. He secured a lease here for 133 hectares, mostly occupied by the lake. The annual payment, 60 cents per square meter for 99 years. Foreign money flowed in when a Chinese firm entered as a partner. Lau Meng Kin agreed to an interview with Al Jazeera but did not turn up.
This lease agreement is totally illegal under Cambodian law. It basically signs away the rights of tens of thousands of people who live in this area. People, many of whom are lawful possessors of the land under the land law, or they're bona fide purchasers and owners of their property. All of these families are now living under the threat of forced eviction.
David Pratt is the co-founder of NGO Bridges Across Borders. It rents a hut here to conduct classes for children from the community. Its landlady says she was threatened after the NGO began advocating on behalf of the villagers.
They told me I had some problems with my house. They said, you rent this house for the purpose of education, but we've found out the activities are related to politics, so you're a rebel. They told me if anything happens, they will take me to court. I was very frightened.
Fear is a powerful weapon of control for a nation scarred from years of bloodletting by the Khmer Rouge in the 1970s. Under Pol Pot's regime, millions died or went missing in forced labor for agricultural projects to create an egalitarian society. After 4 years in power, the Khmer Rouge toppled in 1979 when Vietnam invaded, but it remained an influence right up to the late 1990s.
Our history is that people haven't been able to process their anger, their fears, and so on. So it's very easy to intimidate Cambodians.
For those pressured to relocate, Dam Nak Kro is one of the better resettlement sites located more than 20 kilometers away from the city. Chanay's family has been here for about 2 years. Initially, the spacious, airy environment felt like a step up from Dekra home, where they came from, but not for long.
Water and electrical supply is irregular. the water doesn't even come to our homes. In the city, it's easier to find work. Here, it's much harder. Each time we travel to Phnom Penh and back, we spend up to $5 on transport. Living here, we don't even earn that much a day. I prefer living there, but they pressured us to move. So what can I do? Before we came from Dekra home, we were told there would be a hospital, a school and a market, but there was none.
While a market was recently built, increased transportation costs meant having to pay more for daily necessities. For many, the broken promises remind them of Cambodia's dark past.
We've spoken to people in resettlement sites who compare this period with the Khmer Rouge period in terms of a loss of identity, in terms of a loss of consultation, in terms of feeling like they can just be disposed.
Cambodia's property boom goes beyond Phnom Penh. In the coastal region of Sihanoukville, as well as other parts of the country, foreign investors are being courted to develop land. Just recently, the government leased Snake Island over there to Russian investors for 99 years. Together with a Cambodian investment company, they will pump in nearly $500 million to turn the island into a world-class holiday destination. And a Chinese construction company is involved as well. It's going to build a bridge linking the island to the mainland.
Cambodia's land is for sale. Cambodia is really given itself to foreign investors who are not interested in investing, but in buying pieces of Cambodia, economically kidnapping and speculating land in Cambodia.
In Sihanoukville as well, speculation has seen communities like this one driven off their land, which is then fenced off and left vacant. These people used to live in Spian Chair, a fishing village nearby. Now they live by the side of the road.
April 2007, about 300 men, police and soldiers, they came with weapons and fire trucks. They shot at us, burnt our homes. They also had bulldozers to flatten the huts and lorries to confiscate our property. They have money, they have power, so they just violate the poor people. We don't know why. After taking the land, they just built a wall and put up a sign saying, "Land for sale."
It is people like those from Spian Chair with tenuous claims to land ownership who are most at risk.
Some of us have been living on this land for 10 years, 20 years. We are poor people who live one day at a time. The government in Phnom Penh and the local authorities promised to sort out this mess and relocate us after we took the matter to the capital. Every time I ask, they would say next week and next week again. They said they haven't sold any land and so there's no money to help us.
With the rainy season coming, time is not on their side. The question is the state part of the problem or part of the solution? Observers like Anthony Elderson believe the Cambodian government has done a good job in building an environment attractive to foreign investors.
The biggest change over the years has been the political stability, and with political stability is obviously greater interest in the country. If you do see more sustained investment, I think the poverty will be relieved over time. I think this is the reality of anywhere in Asia when you see capitalism being brought to third world countries. It's just a reality of seeing Lexuses on the road and seeing people that haven't got enough food.
Development at what cost? The people are not consulted, they're not participating in the process. Cambodia, even though it has limited resources, is in the middle of Vietnam, Thailand and China. And all these three countries are moving very fast economically. And the last thing anybody wants is a country in the middle that is destabilized because people are ignored, because people are put aside, because people are disposed.
And if people continue to be evicted from their homes, the very stability that attracts investment may be threatened. Today, Cambodians can only pray their land rights are not sold off as part of the country's cost of rapid development.